I'm here, East Wenatchee, Washington, with Randy and Alice, my grandparents, to talk about things they've learned in their lives that they'd like to pass down, as well as talking through lifestyle changes of aging. First thing I have to ask you guys, what invention in your lifetime had the biggest change? Whether it was cars, the internet?
The cell phone. Before the cell phone even was the internet on computers, being able to send messages back and forth. And
Before that, the fax machine was amazing.
Oh.
That took the world by storm. How you can transmit a sheet of paper across a phone line was beyond anybody's understanding. So, I mean, all of it was really probably related to technology. The technology that's happened in the last several decades has been amazing, just amazing. So
What changed about doing business pre-fax to post-fax?
the efficiencies, especially in the business side of things, was beyond belief. I mean, you could transmit contracts, have them signed, fax them back. I mean, now you can do it electronically, but back then, just the fact that you could sign contracts and move it across a phone line.
Everyone wants to know, how did you guys meet?
I was a senior in high school, and I worked in a strawberry field. At that time, kids could work there, and every summer I'd work in a strawberry field, and here sat the bus driver.
That's how we met. We met in a
That's how
strawberry
we
field.
met, in a strawberry field.
Yeah. Did you guys go to high school together? Or?
No, two different high schools, but to my surprise, we stayed in touch through the summer and even through the beginning of the school year.
Here we are, 50, how many?
56.
56 years later.
56 years later.
That's awesome. That is awesome. What's one piece of advice that you would hand down to a group of young parents about parenting? You guys had 5 kids, and what's one piece of advice you'd give?
For me, it was making sure they knew they were the most valuable possession to you, that they were more important than anything else.
I think that's true. And I think the things that you thought were so important at that time, whether it be a new car or a new house or the latest clothing or the latest whatever, kind of fades into the background when you've got 5 kids that just need your attention and you need to be there for them.
Yeah.
So keeping it together was a challenge at times. I traveled a lot. So Alice was the anchor of the house during the week, between the trips to baseball games and soccer games and basketball games, and it was a pretty busy life, but they were always heard, they were always attended to, so that was important.
That leads me right to my next question. What's one thing that was a big deal when you were younger that's not a big deal anymore as you've gotten older?
As a family with a lot of kids, you watched every penny, you made sure that you were doing the right things with your finances and you were making good decisions. But some of those things, you look back, boy, that was really important then. Well, you look back now and it wasn't that important.
What's one thing young people misunderstand about getting older or miscalculate about getting older?
Saving, putting your money into a retirement plan, because you can't imagine being in your late 60s, 70s. I mean, you just don't think about that because you're so busy spending money on your family, and regrets that we didn't put more aside.
As you age, 60s, 70s, into your 80s, there's 2 areas that really become important. Number 1 are your finances, and number 2 is your health. And I don't think you think of either one of those when you're a lot younger. You just, you assume everything is going to be just fine as you age, but things come up as you age, like your health and financial issues and situations. So I don't think either one of us thought too much about health when we were in our 20s and 30s and 40s. I mean, it was just, you're healthy and life is good. And
I have a couple more questions about reverse mortgage. You guys took advantage of a reverse mortgage, used it to supplement your retirement, and I've seen you guys put it to good work too. What was a worry you had prior to getting a reverse mortgage? Was there any negative connotation, or was there any information that ended up not being true about what it was or wasn't leading it to that decision?
I mean, people had talked to me about a reverse mortgage several times, and I just kind of poo-hooed it. That it was going to be a gotcha. There's going to be a gotcha at the end. But then the more that we discussed it, the more that we talked to professionals that knew what it was all about, and it began to make sense. And there was even a point in the process of the reverse mortgage where we got a phone call from an agency or some organization, I can't remember who it was now, but said, "Are you sure you understand all of the pieces of a reverse mortgage?" And so we still had a few questions, and we asked this individual who was not associated with the mortgage company,
The third party.
and they were very upfront about answering the questions that I had. And so that really kind of put me at ease that this really isn't a flim-flam plan.
Yeah.
And that it really is a bona fide way to finance. We move forward, and we haven't regretted any of our decisions. So
It's been amazing.
What has changed for you after getting the reverse mortgage? Have there been any noticeable changes in quality of life or time spent with family?
I do notice we don't talk about, well, maybe we should sell. Well, maybe we should move to something less expensive. Well, maybe now this is permanent, because we know we can stay here for as long as we live.
it's all financial. It's a financial decision you have to make. When you're not faced with a monthly mortgage, that does free up some cash flow. It just made a lot of sense for us.
What would you tell someone who's on the fence, a senior out there is on the fence about doing a reverse mortgage? Any advice you'd want to pass to them?
The key for me was ask the questions. Find a professional that does this for a living. It is a bona fide program. It is something that works. So,
Yeah.
but everybody's situation is a little different. So you got to ask questions. You got to get clarification on things that you're not clear on.
And you guys have been in your reverse for a couple of years.
Yes.
And you see the statements.
Yeah.
There is still a chunk to
There's
give.
Oh, yeah.
still money left to give.
What's been your guys' favorite thing about getting older?
Watching our kids have kids and their kids, and
Yeah.
seeing that I can just enjoy,
Yeah.
sit back, watch them do all the stuff, and I get to just play with them.
Soak it
and
up.
be grandma,
Yeah.
and not worry about the fight.
Wow.
Enjoy retirement. Enjoy the time that you've got with family,
Yep.
and don't stress over the mortgage payment or what the cash flow.
Now there's a way out.
If you could tell the younger generation, my generation, one thing, a piece of advice, what would you tell them?
Enjoy life. Don't sweat the small stuff. You think it's big stuff, but it's really small stuff. And the older you get, you'll realize that. But yeah, just enjoy life and make decisions that are going to be beneficial to you.